Manchester City somehow manages to withhold all the pressure. Everything that Leeds put towards them in that second half, especially the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, all the crosses, all the chances, all the balls over the top, all the switches, so much pressure was put towards that back line, Donnarumma, but Man City survived. They somehow survived. Massive 1-0 win. Character. I'll come into it in terms of what we saw in the first half, what we saw in the second half, some of the player performances, players that stood out, players that didn't stand out, and players that came off the bench and provided nothing. And just talk overall about the game. Before we talk about the game itself, make sure you all like the video right now. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Hype as well. It does something. I don't know what. It does something. And of course, comment your own thoughts. Man City knew, especially today, without the surprise news that came before the game, which I think no one expected. Erling Haaland was out with an injury. I don't know how serious the injury is. Of course, I want to know because it might have an impact towards Real Madrid. You know what I mean? We get to play them in the next few weeks, but Haaland was out from the complete out of the 11, not even on the bench. And that was a surprise. So Man City played with Semenyo and Omar Marmoush as two strikers, two rotating, dropping deep if they need to, but just keeping their position right there to make it difficult for the back line of Leeds. And the first half was very much. It started with pressure from Leeds. Leeds put about the first 15, 20 minutes. There was a lot of pressure. And balls over the top. Ruben Diaz got a call a couple of times in the first 25, 30 minutes as to just how slow he was. I was quite surprised he started not Kusanov because Kusanov can handle the speed of course, Aronson and Alistach. But the first 20 minutes, it was all pretty much Leeds. But then Man City understood, all right, cool. Let's just keep the ball. They had that little momentum. They had the crowd got involved. But after that, Man City just controlled the whole game. They were very patient. They were very cautious. There was only one moment which Leeds managed to get in transition, and that was the Aronson chance, which Donnarumma made a very, very good save. But other than that, within the first, pretty much between the 20th minute towards the end of the first half, it was all Man City. They kept the ball. They were moving the ball. Some of it was just slow build up. Some of it was just no urgency. Ryan Cherky was going from one side to another. Bernardo Silva was going from one side to another. Nouri was on the left. So they were trying to pick the moment. Of course, without Haaland, it's difficult just to cross the ball. So they have to try to play different. Try to play to the strength of Marmoush, to the strength of course, Semenyo. But the X factor is who was expected to step up, especially without Haaland. And that's Mr. Ryan Cherky. Because the first half, Ryan Cherky was trying to pick his moments, was going throughout from one side to another side. If you check his heat map, he was everywhere, especially in that first half performance. I saw him drift from the left, drift from the right, helping Nouri, helping Nunes, linking up with Bernardo and Rodri, dropping deep to connect the ball for Guehi. He was everywhere in terms of trying to progress the ball and trying to find something, some sort of creativity. And he managed to do it. He managed to do it. Despite actually just nothing, Ryan Cherky gets the ball, manages to find an absolute peach of a ball, great ball in between two defenders. Nouri making a great run, which I'll come to his performance later, but beautiful cross from Nouri, and Semenyo, very intelligent. That's the kind of winger he is. He's a complete different winger. He's not a Doku. He's not a Savio. He's a complete different winger, understanding where he needs to be inside the box. His movement is top tier. His instincts in terms of goals is top tier. Knew exactly where to be. Manages to pick through the cross and 1-0 Man City in the last second of the first half. Second half, Man City did well to withhold all the pressure. The first 15, 20 minutes, they still managed to gain control. They had a couple of charges, or Marmoush had a shot just outside the box. Semenyo had a chance. But in the last 30 minutes, it all became Leeds. Leeds was putting pressure to pressure. massive defensive contribution from Ruben Diaz, who stepped up in the second half. Mark Guehi, I will come to his performance, my MVP, personally speaking, in this game. But a lot of pressure was put towards that Man City back line, especially on the right, especially on the left. But they managed to keep the lead, and they managed to take that 1-0 lead. And now only 2 points behind Arsenal. I want to highlight certain performances. I think a couple of things which I took away. I didn't understand Pep bringing on Savio, because it changed nothing. It did nothing. Taking Marmoush off, bringing Savio, maybe, all right, cool, maybe put Savio on the right, or maybe I'll just provide that little, because Savio was brought in terms of counter, in terms of transition, trying to get that second goal, but he provided nothing. He was playing as a false nine throughout his whole period, the 20 minutes he was brought on, but he didn't do nothing. But I think the midfield of Man City deserves credit, every single one of them. Rodri was absolute massive. Bernardo Silva, he keeps getting questioned by non-City fans. Why is he starting? Why is he playing? Why is he captain? He's getting old. He's this and that. But you can't deny the heart that he puts and how important he is, especially in that first half, because he's the one who's able to keep the ball ticking. He's the one who's able just to get the ball across, find the people. He was the one that managed to find Ryan Cherky with that pass. So Bernardo Silva is important, but the back line, every one of them deserves to earn recognition. Start with Nunes, who managed to keep Aaronson very much quiet on the right-hand side, hence the reason why we saw Aaronson move to the left on the right. He did a very good job defensively. Going forward, he was very composed on the ball. Nori, over the past couple of weeks, you are now getting to see why Man City bought him for how much they brought him for. Of course, the injury didn't help early on, and people saw Nico Larry taking his position. But bro, the last couple of weeks, his build-up, his link-up with Cherky is very good. By the way, like they understand each other perfectly. They understand each other to the T. They know exactly whenever, especially when Cherky comes deep to get the ball. Nori knows exactly what to do. Just give him the ball and make the run. Just pass him the ball. Don't try to be cute. Don't try to be creative. Just give him the ball and make the run, and he will find you. Ryan Cherky will find you. But the two centre-backs, Ruben Diaz in the first half, I felt like the first half an hour was a little bit too slow. I question why he started over Kusanov, but the second half, you got to see a little bit. There was a couple of moments he was a bit too slow to pass the ball, to release the pass. There was a couple of moments, very important last-ditch tackles. Look at the defensive contribution he made. 11 clearances, 3-headed, but this one, 14 defensive contributions, especially the last-ditch tackles, the important blocks that he made in that second half, which managed to deal with Kyle Lewin. But Mark Guehi, bro, this guy's so composed. You look at him, and it feels like he's been playing for Man City for the past 3-4 years, man. That's how composed he is. On the ball, we already know how good he is on the ball. Managed to find the passes, very patient with it, both feet as well. He's and pretty much press resistant in terms of if strikers they put pressure towards him, he can beat the press quite easily, and not quite easily, but he's quite in terms of. From a normal centre back, he does it better than other centre backs. But defensively, he's a much better defender than what I thought he was. At Palace, with England, at the international tournament, I knew he was good. I knew he was good, but now I'm seeing it to another level, especially in the past couple of weeks, where he is the reason why, if Man City want to win the league, if Man City want to go far in the Champions League, if Man City want to win the Cups, he will be a massive reason for that. And he's already had a massive impact to that back line. And I look at Kusanov. Kusanov is an amazing talent. What he's done this season, emerging into a very good centre-back. But he's hard to replace him. He's not able to take his position. So the only position which I can see Kusanov taking is Ruben Diaz. But Ruben Diaz, I think Pep rates him very highly, and he sees him, like his importance is very highly. That's why for Kusanov, it depends, maybe he plays as a right back in certain games. But Mark Guehi, what a performance. Like I said, bro, in the title, bro, he's on what, 300K? Give him 400. Give him 500. If he helps City, and if he takes City to the promised land, to the Premier League title, then fam, might as well give him PFA the player of the PFA, fam. Because what he's done, especially without Erling Haaland, the news about Haaland not playing, this was a massive win. For City, it's not about the performance. At the moment, it's just about chasing. All you have to do is chase. Bro, there is what? There is 10 games left. There is 10 games left for you. Keep chasing. Arsenal will win their games, which I expect them to do so, and I've got Arsenal winning the league. But if there's a slip-up, if Arsenal don't, all you have to do is just take care of your own business. Forget the performance at this point of the season where every trophy matters, every win matters, bro. 3 point, especially with the circumstances, the context into no Haaland playing away from home to a Leeds side who, by the way, Leeds has been impressive. Leeds, I think they've only lost, one or two, now three over the past 2 months. I think what Fark has done to this, from being from relegation, taking them all the way to now, of course, with 31 points, is very impressive. But big win for Man City. And now waiting what happens tomorrow between Arsenal and Chelsea. I do expect Arsenal to win this game, especially being at home. But you never know. A result, a draw, a loss here might be interesting. But I gathered a lot. Like today, you know what I mean? I'm scouting, you know what I mean? We're playing Man City ourselves in 2 weeks. So I'm scouting, you know what I mean? Where is it? I'm scouting, fam. And I took a few takeaways, you know what I mean? I took a few pointers about Man City, the back line, the midfield, how they attack, the combination. So I've learned a lot. But big win for City. Put down in the comment section what you guys made of the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon with another video. Peace.